All right, guys, welcome back to another video with Carl's Garage. You guys can see I got a little different scenery. Go check out the video I just did on Straight Outta Content as well when I was answering some customers, well, not even customers. You can message me, and I'm just reading some messages and kind of answering some people's questions that people have pertaining to their vehicles or Kias or Hyundai. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. We got a Mr. Nate. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. He said, and again, if you want to reach me, you can leave a comment down below, or you can head on over to carls-garage.com, and down at the bottom of the page, I'm pretty sure at the landing page, you can leave a comment, and then I'll get it just like this, and maybe I'll read your comment one day. Or you can email me at info-carls-garage.com and ask me a question. So he says, hey, brother, I have a 2018 Kia Rio hatchback. As soon as he said Kia Rio, I'm like, there's nothing you can do. But I'll continue to read his comment. And my engine is screwed due to rod bearings, trying to figure out where to search. If it's on the recall listing, it's a pain in my ass because I'm in and out of deployments and just not being around for training, Army, but trying to get it fixed so my family can have a means to get around while I'm gone. And I told him, I said, yeah, unfortunately, they didn't put the Theta II in that car. It just sucks. And it does. Like, if you want a car, especially whatever year, if you want a car, like I tell everybody, just like we did, we drove all the way to Iowa from Houston, Texas to Iowa, spent the night for 2.5 days in the freezing cold for a Toyota Camry. That's how, and then we drove it back from Iowa. This thing had 170 something thousand miles on it. It drives like a dream. The only thing I had to do to it was change the oil, do a valve cover. I didn't even have to do it, but I did it. Valve cover, gasket. What did I do, babe? I did the wheel bearing. Yeah, the wheel bearing the other day. I just changed the whole knuckle. Nope, I haven't even touched the brakes. No, I could, but I'm saying I haven't had to. Again, it drives fine. Like there's everything else around it. It's bone dry too. My Lexus isn't even bone dry. My truck isn't bone dry. That Toyota Camry is bone dry, 2012. So, and again, it was $2,000. So these are deals that I would recommend people find if you're looking for a car just to commute or for your family if you're going to be deployment. Again, thank you for your service, especially nowadays. What's going on? So yes, Kia Rios. If it's not an Optima, Sonata, Santa Fe, or if it doesn't have the 2-liter turbo or the 2.4-liter engine, if it's not a Theta II motor, there are some cases in which you can fall under the recall, and my software at Kia Hyundai Recall Agent will help you, but even I don't recommend that. I'm not going to push anybody towards my software for the $60, and you're going to get both books free and everything and stuff like that. You're going to get books to go with it for free as well as the software. I will not push you towards that unless I know for a fact it's actually going to help. Now, if it's not going to help, then there's no reason to do it. Now, if it is going to help, then yes, I will be like, hey, listen, if you had said this was a 2018 Kia Optima, I would have been like, yes, listen, bro, you got either way, you have both motors that are fully under recall and have had 3 class action lawsuits associated with them. Whereas the Kia Rio, it's very unique the way that it falls because they didn't put a Theta II engine in there. They put weird engines in the Rios, the Souls, all those little bitty cars. They put little weird 1.6-liter motors in there, and they suck. Chevy had the same exact problem in their Chevy Cruises. Their Chevy Cruze had a really bad turbo little motor problem. Their Chevy Trax, the Sonic, the Spark, all those little cars where they were trying to save gas mileage, they should have just left them non-turbo. But they didn't. They put turbos on them to try to compensate for the power, and they're just shit cars, or shit box cars. That's why they hold no value, and you can get them for like $2,500 all day, especially from Facebook Marketplace. So, again, I apologize, man. I apologize, Nate. I appreciate you shooting out a comment, but when it comes to that car, there's not much that you can do. So stay tuned for the next video because I'm just going to keep doing more videos like this where I read people's actual comments. They tell me what's going on, and I try to help you to the best of my ability. But again, in this situation, there's nothing that my books or my software can do to help you. You just happen to have a shit car. And again, it's probably no fault to you. A lot of people just don't know, but in the world of, unless you're a billionaire or even a multimillionaire, you should be paying attention to what you're going to buy, period. And if you don't know what cars suck and what cars are like legendary, like there's some old Oldsmobile cars and some old Pontiacs, which a lot of people don't know, that come with a 3.8 liter from GM. That's bulletproof. Like it's bulletproof. 3.8 liter V6. It's bulletproof. There are cars that exist like that. The 2.5 liter in my Camry, bulletproof. The 3.5 liter in my RX 350, bulletproof. Even though it may have some leaks, it's still bulletproof. The 5.3 in my Yukon, which has 230,000 miles on it on my 5.3, because it's well maintained. If you can well maintain those Chevy V8 motors, they will last forever. But it takes a lot of maintenance. It's not something that you can just drive 6,000 miles and think you're going to change the oil with some Mobil 1 half synthetic. No, you got to really. Our last oil change was like $70 between the type of oil that I bought, the filter, so on and so forth. So if you want your car to actually be, or to have like a long life, the first step is buying the right vehicle, the one that was engineered the best. Then from there, you have to be on maintenance. Like you got to be doing oil changes. I say, like the old school days, every 30 days, or if you drive a lot within those 30 days, maybe you're Ubering or whatever, you need to be, especially if you're Ubering or ride sharing or something like that, or if your commute is 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and it's far away, you need to be changing the oil like every 2,000 to 3,000 miles. I'm going to end with this. The guy who designed the Nissan GTR was like, there's a viral video, I think sometime last year, and he was like, if you want this motor, because Nissan has problems, especially with the transmissions, but there's not a lot of problems with Nissan engines per se, but their transmissions are horrible. But he said that for the GTR and any car that he's ever tested, whenever it came to oil changes, he was like 2,000 miles is perfect. That's the peak point in which, like, that's really as far as you want to drive for any engine. If you can keep your engine oil changed every 2,000 miles on the spot, everything else will go wrong with that car except for the motor. That applies to, so I've taken that knowledge, which, we growing up in the 90s and stuff like that, we're like, okay, every 80s and 90s, we're like, okay, every 3,000 miles. But now they're telling people, oh, you got 10,000 mile oil changes, 5,000 mile oil changes, and it even says it on the bottle of oil, and people are actually following that, and that is like the worst thing possible. But they can't have cars last as long as they used to, because you're never going to buy another one. So they need to make sure that your cars end fast. And Hyundais and Kias, that's the reason why they do the 100,000 mile warranty. Because for the 100,000 miles, the new owner is good to go. Especially if they're under warranty, they're good to go. But the second they hit close to that 100,000 miles, that thing is done. The next owner is going to be in a money pit. It's done. And by the time you get to 100,000 miles, it's a Hyundai or Kia, so the value is in the tank. It's already lost 60% of its resale value. So it's a piece of shit all the way around. So that's just a little bit of knowledge here from Carl's Garage. Been doing this. I'm turned 41 this Sunday. I've been doing this 30 years. Yeah, since I was a kid, I've been into cars, all different types of cars with my father and stuff like that. So this is a wealth of knowledge that I have. Stay tuned for the next video, and I will keep helping as many people as I can. Sorry for you, Nate, but stay tuned for the next video. I'll keep reading people's comments.